Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Lake Norman Experience. Make sure you don't miss another one, so be sure to follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Stay Lake Norman, and make sure to follow us and subscribe to the Lake Norman Experience wherever you get your podcasts. Hey everyone, we are back again with another episode of the Lake Norman Experience podcast. I am sitting down with Paul, the owner and the general manager of everything here, right? So we have Victory Lanes, bowling alley and arcade setup. We've got Wobbly Butt Brewery, and we've got the Comedy Zone. So Paul, I want to start by saying, or asking, what is your favorite thing about Lake Norman?
Well, I moved here 11 years ago from Seattle, and I grew up in San Francisco, so two really nice places. But I fell in love with the Lake Norman area, largely because of the people in the community. Obviously it's got everything with the lake and all, and all that goes with all that. But having a business like this, the most important thing was how well the community welcomed me. And I got involved in Rotary and Exchange Club, a lot of service groups, got involved with the schools and the town, and I felt extremely welcome, more so than anywhere I've ever been.
Well, Paul, you're not the first person to say the people. You probably won't be the last, based off of how many people have said that. And I completely agree. Feeling welcomed into a community. I moved here when I was younger, and we were very welcomed into the community, which drew me back once I became an adult. So I totally understand it, and I see why so many people say that. So for those who know of you, they may not even know everything you do, and those who have never heard of this place, tell us what all you have in this huge facility here.
Right. Well, we jokingly, but honestly refer to ourselves as the best kept secret in Lake Norman.
Yep.
It's amazing, and I think part of it is that a lot of new people are constantly moving here, but even people who have lived here a long time don't even know that we exist. We're extremely busy all the time, so a lot of people do know, but we have bowling. We're a bowling center. We have 40 lanes. We are what I call a hybrid center, in that we cater to the sport bowler, the competitive bowler, as well as the recreational bowler. So you have family entertainment type centers that are mostly that type of demographic, and then you have some that are old school, heavily league based.
Right.
We're both.
Okay.
And we've hosted the U.S. Open, so the most prestigious tournament in the sport.
Wow.
And then we do hundreds of birthday parties and company parties and fundraisers and things like that. So we welcome, from the bowling side, we welcome everybody, any type of bowler. Right now we're completely full, and it's 99% kids, school, students. Then in addition to the bowling, we have an arcade, a large arcade with full redemption, so the kids can get a lot of prizes.
Right.
And there's a lot of games. We have billiards, there's a pool, and then we actually are in the process of doing miniature golf. We're going to be building a miniature golf course.
I love that.
Outdoors. Yeah, it's we're going through the process now of finding a contractor, and but we have the design, and that's going to be an outdoor, really nice miniature golf course. Then what else? In addition to that, we have the Wobbly Butt tap room and eatery and brewery. We don't brew on site. Right now we contract brew off site, but we have 4 of our own flavors, and then 24 other craft beers, local craft beers on tap, as well as a full service, a full lounge, full liquor. Restaurant. The food has always been good here, and we added to that when we did the remodel and did the tap room. So there's a lot, and then we do a lot of live entertainment, and also disc jockey type entertainment. So we have karaoke on Friday nights. Saturday nights is a different format. Each Saturday, like the first Saturday might be country, and the second Saturday oldies, and the third shag, and the fourth I don't even remember. And then the third Monday of every month we do the Lake Norman Big Band. It's a 20-piece orchestra. So we just had them this week. 120 people come for dinner and the show.
Wow.
They're phenomenal musicians, and it's a great time. It's big band music.
Yeah.
And then we have live comedy every Wednesday night with Comedy Zone. We partner with them, and so we do comedy every Wednesday night.
So really, the question is, what don't you do, right? I mean, it's the one-stop shop for entertainment and fun.
It is,
and I love it. I mean, when you walk in, the atmosphere is crazy, especially you said today. But you had mentioned all summer long, it's busy with kids, families, arcade games being played. And you told me about some really, really cool program that you guys have set up, at least on that side. So tell me, why don't you tell me again a little bit more about that program that you have set up for the community?
Sure. So about 35 years ago, I started a program called Say No to Drugs, Say Yes to Bowling. I was doing consulting and in the industry. And one of the challenges that a lot of bowling centers have is filling their lanes in the summer, especially in the colder climate states. So their summers would be really slow. So as a way to try to increase the summer business, we came up with this Say No to Drugs, Say Yes to Bowling. The idea is we go into the schools, we give the kids, the students, a card, an ID card that entitles them to one free game of bowling every day, all summer long.
Wow. And
free shoes, and then a very special price for additional games, and a very special price for adults that would bowl with the kids. And that program took off around the country, actually around the world, and I brought it here when I came here 11 years ago. We introduced it, and of course it was very popular. And even though there are a lot of things to do in the Lake Norman area, you can see that there's still, the parents are still looking for some wholesome, healthy, affordable entertainment. So that's what we have going on. It starts May 1st, goes to August 31st, and the kids love it.
I love it. You talked about the people being the reason why you love to stay here, and now you are one of those people that is allowing the community that safe, fun place to be able to come and have fun. And
right.
The lake definitely draws people, I know, during the summer, especially with the kids, but having something different for them to come and once again feel safe, it's so important. So on the back end though, you have this brewery. So why beer? Why brewery?
So during COVID, was shut down. We were shut down for 103 days, and my son, who's the director of operations here, and he grew up in bowling, he started home brewing during the shutdown, and he came up with these flavors, and he called his home brewery Wobbly Butt Brewery because of his two dachshunds. He has his two dachshunds. One of them's older, had a back problem, and when he was rehabbing one time, when he walked, his butt wobbled. So they started teasing him, calling him Wobbly Butt, and then he named his beer Wobbly Butt. And then when we came out of the COVID shutdown and all, I always wanted to do something with this space, and we never could really figure out what that would be. We never knew what we wanted to be. Did we want to be a sports bar? Did we want to be a restaurant? Did we, we weren't sure. So I said to my son, I said, what if we turned it into a tap room? We brewed your beer here, and we had lots of craft beers on tap, because we only had 8 beers on tap at the time, and they were all the domestic type stuff. And I said we could do a full remodel, come up with a new menu, call it the Wobbly Butt Tap Room and Eatery or Brewery. And I said, what do you think? And he's like, sure, yeah, let's do that. So we came up with a design. We got a designer to come in and help with the remodel, and then we had the contractors come in and do it, and they transformed the space into a beautiful space. It's multi-purpose. We use it for a lot of different things. 2 nights ago, we had the Lake Norman Big Band, so the configuration was completely different. Tonight, we'll have 100 people in here for comedy. So we reset constantly, and then Friday we'll have karaoke.
Right.
So we're constantly resetting, so it lends itself to that. We did want to brew here on premise, but the red tape involved in that was just a little too much between state and federal.
Right.
So we thought, well, we got to get the brand out there. We got to get the beer out there. So we worked a deal with Skull Camp brewery in Elkin.
Yeah.
And we gave him the recipes, and he does the brewing for us and brings it down. Eventually we'll do it here.
Right.
But for now, this works.
I love it. Yeah, and for those who haven't had it, it's delicious beer. I've got one right here, and it's very enjoyable, easy drinking, and you guys have a great selection that's kind of across the board, so I love that as well for any type of drinker of craft beer. And I love the space. It's genius. Now, I have to admit, when I heard Wobbly Butt, I really thought it had something to do with bowling, of like maybe something with the pins wobbling, but it doesn't fall over. But
right.
I like that story even more.
Yeah, well, you should hear the comedians when they come in and start talking about Wobbly Butt. It's a whole different meaning.
I'm sure, and I can only imagine having a fun evening out and enjoying comedy here and some really great beer or really whatever you want to drink. So Paul, tell me this. For those people who don't know of you that live locally, or the people who are traveling in and they want something fun to do, that maybe they need a break, maybe it's raining like right now,
Yep.
and they need something to do.
We like the rain.
What's the best way for them to find out what's going on here across all the opportunities?
I would say social media is the best.
Okay.
Although we have the website, of course. You know, go to the website victorylanes.com, and everything will be there, including our menu and everything that's going on. But because social media is so easy to update in real time,
Absolutely.
that's probably the best place between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Perfect. And we'll link that in the show notes so that everybody can get a hold of it. I so appreciate you letting me come in, experience the crazy of summer
Yeah.
busy in the rain, and taste the beer. And I can't wait to come back to enjoy some comedy, some big band, some karaoke. I won't sing; you don't want to hear that, but
Likewise.
but we will be here. And you know, I so appreciate you and you being one of the people in this community that continues to offer a safe place for everybody to have fun.
Thank you. And you know, you mentioned safe a couple times, and that's something that we actually intentionally strive for. We feel like parents can feel comfortable bringing their kids here, feel comfortable leaving them here if they want, and we are always family friendly, always family appropriate, including the comedy. It's one of the things that some of the comedians struggle with is they have to be family appropriate, and because parents will bring their
Right.
kids in, or they might just walk through the restaurant while the comedy's going on.
Right.
So everything that we do is intentionally family friendly.
I'd love that even more. I had no idea. I was thinking about a date night for my wife and I, but now I know I can bring the kids.
Yeah.
So that makes me even happier. So if you haven't checked out Victory Lane's Wobbly Butt Tap Room and Eatery, the Comedy Zone, karaoke, and soon to be mini golf, which we'll be following closely, make sure you go give them a follow on social media, visit their website, and come check it out. Hey everyone, Caleb from Stay Lake Norman here. We are the best in class when it comes to vacation rentals on Lake Norman, and we want to bring you the best in class. So I'm sitting down with the best in the area, where to eat, what to drink, and how to play on Lake Norman. Let's get to it.